errors today. How is everyone doing? I am grateful that you're here. Whether you're just listening as you're doing other things, that's fine. I appreciate your presence. Um, I'm I had dates wrong anyway. I'm just gonna go ahead. A part of me is like, why have I been doing this? I'm super, super tired. Anyway, we have a bunch of poems ready to go for you. Miss M, I'm glad you're here. I know how much you love poetry. I wanted to start with a poem that I wrote because I was surprised. One of my friends here online was like, "Did you write that poem?" Yeah. So I'm going to read it again. I'm going to start with that one. And then we're going to read from Nikita Gill's book. She's a very well known poet, beautiful book. I'm going to read a couple poems from this book. We're going to go back to this book that I've read from before. Hey Ninj, How to Love the World by edited by James Cruz. Bye. I'll see you on Monday. And then a couple poems from Ada Lamone's book Startlement, former poet laureate of the United States. So I'm excited. But we're going to start with me. My words. So I wrote this poem when I was after I had walked on the Montour Trail. And the Montour Trail's in Pittsburgh, or it's in the suburbs of Pittsburgh. It's the largest rail trail, suburban rail trail in all of the United States. When it's complete, it will be over 60 miles. Pretty good, pretty darn cool. And I was so moved by the experience that I these words just came pouring out. Sometimes that happens with poetry. One of my favorite poems is called Now Begin, and I wrote that after I had an appointment, and I was walking along in Santa Monica, California, overlooking the ocean, the sunset over Santa Monica, and I wrote this poem that I just it's like if a person had an anthem, that would be my anthem. So we'll go ahead with this one. Doesn't have a title. Sitting in the hush of history, where the coal mine railroad ended by the Ohio River that waited to claim the earth's riches. Finite riches. Riches on the way to the next thing. We forget the ephemeral reality. Once upon a time, brand new inventions become trash, get torn up and mostly forgotten. Here, the sawtooth blackberry, the dame's violet, the hogweed, they remind us of the fierce fragility, the audacity of soft beauty, the haven of the surprisingly crisp May air. They remind us that we can begin again, right here, right there where you are, listening, reading, holding on for this next moment in time. This one moment in time that only comes once, never to return. Don't waste it by turning away because the rumblings of fear grew bigger than your resolve. The robin is still singing. The sun rose again today. Love is still showing you the way when you let her. Let her. So that's an unnamed poem by me, Julie Jordan Scott. Yeah, Santa Monica, overlooking a sunset was a perfect place for writing a poem. And just like sitting by that rail trail was a perfect place to write a poem. Sometimes just the energy, the experience, the walk, both happened after walks. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I enjoyed writing that poem, just like enjoyed writing Now Begin. Now Begin was like the anthem for me to start living a new life. I'd been working as a county bureaucrat, probably a job so not aligned with who I am, but I took it because, good benefits, working for the county. I was serving people, I was helping people. It seemed like it matched up with my gifts, but it turned out to not be such a great thing. So, all right, here we go. This is from Nikita Gill's book, Wild Embers, Poems of Rebellion, Fire, and Beauty. I appreciate if you have a chance to like this video too. The first one is called Small Magic. On the days my sickness talks to me, I remember small magic. I remember the way the pretty ivy outside my window entwines with white wood. I remember the way the rain softly taps against my window to help me fall asleep. I remember the way the universe loved me so much that inside my body's cell it placed little universes that are its mirror image. I remember the way I am loved by the few people I know will never leave. And I allow this small magic to sing so loud and so happy in my ears that my sickness forgets how to speak. I love that one, small magic. That I love the last 3 lines especially. I allow the small magic to sing so loud and so happy in my ears that my sickness forgets how to speak. All right. You have to know also that I can never resist a poem. And if you have any lines in these poems that stick out to you, and you want to put those lines in the chat, just like I just kind of did that verbally. But if you would like to do that, my sickness forgets how to speak. I was thinking of you, Miss M. I thought that you could relate to that. Um, well, thank you for liking then, Ninja. I appreciate that. I forget also. I try to remember when I go into lives to like it almost as soon as I come in. This next poem is called Temporary. It's also by Nikita Gill. Also by Nikita Gill. It goes like this. Like the leaves of the trees that shed and leave with the wind, never remembering how to return, never coming back again. So shall you be temporary to people who have loved you deeply too. Remember this when you are cursing others for leaving and wishing them back to you. Anything that has leaves in it or tree stuff, I love. So we're going to move from Nikita Gill to How to Love the World, Poems of Gratitude and Hope. Hey, Mike, how's it going? So glad to see you. I have 2 copies of this book, believe it or not, 2 copies. This is the copy that does not have a whole bunch of writing in it. The other one is so written, so messed up with not messed up, but just a lot of thought. A lot of my thoughts. Okay, and I did not mark up what I wanted to read. But literally, I know everything in his books are great. So let me see if I can just pull something. Here we go. Tell me when to stop. I'm just kidding. I'll just do one of these. Okay, I'm going to read this one. Okay. So this poem is called okay. And we're going to read a poem by William Stafford too. These are 2 morning poems. Most of you know I'm an early bird. This poem is called What to Do by Joyce Sutphin. One of the things that James Cruz does really beautifully is he puts poems kind of together in the book. Like when he curates or picks the poems, he chooses ones that kind of match. So I'll read these 2. I'm also really tired, so I might not be here for the usual half hour because I'm really tired. Here we go. What to do. Wake up early before the lights come on and the house is on a street that was once a farmer's field at the edge of a marsh. Wander from room to room, hoping to find words that could be enough to keep the soul alive, words that might be useful or kind. In a world that is more wasteful and cruel every day, remind us that we are like grass that fades, fleeting clouds in the sky, and then give us just one of those moments when we were paying attention, when we gave up everything to see the world in a grain of sand or to behold the rainbow in the sky, the heart leaping up. I like that. One thing I'm noticing right now is how nice this room smells. It rained here last night, and after being really hot for a few days, having it get cooled down by rain and stay cool for the whole day. Look at how I'm dressed. Yesterday at this time, I was miserable from the heat, and what a difference it makes with the rain and the coolness. And I'm thirsty right now, but just you're sleepy also. It's something about getting through that heat in the last few days, I guess. I'm really sleepy. Look at that. We're all tired. Mike, are you tired if you're still here? Anyone else? Are you still tired? All right. I'm not going to say the Y word and I'm not going to do the Y thing because that is definitely contagious. So we are going to read William Stafford's poem, Any Morning. And by the way, there's a note on this side that says, it can be difficult to give yourself permission to do nothing and allow for the space from which a sudden gratefulness can naturally arise. I know that my mom, I used to drive my mom a little bit crazy because I could literally sit and just be. I'd just sit there, be looking out the window, not doing anything. And she was like, "What are you doing?" Because I'm a very productive person oftentimes, but when I want to just be, I can really just be. And I said to her, "Mom, sometimes I'm the most productive when it looks like I'm doing nothing at all." So that's what I think that question is about, giving myself permission to do nothing. That allows me to think, to come up with insights that I wouldn't have if I was so busy checking off things on a list, hence to-do lists. Living my best life is also, oh, you have to pause and rest, and you're sleepy too. Okay, it's the end of the afternoon or mid-afternoon dip. Anyway, we're going to read about Any Morning by William Stafford, who's an amazing American poet. I don't know if he was a poet laureate, but he said, just lying on the couch and being happy, only humming a little the quiet sound in the head. Trouble is busy elsewhere at the moment. It has so much to do in the world. People who might judge are mostly asleep. They can't monitor you all the time, and sometimes they forget. When dawn flows over the hedge, you can get up and act busy. Little corners like this, pieces of heaven left lying around, can be picked up and saved. People won't even see that you have them. They are so light and easy to hide. Later in the day, you can act like the others. You can shake your head. You can frown. Hi, Catherine. Mike is pumped up for the long weekend. Yay! That's awesome, Mike. I oftentimes accidentally hit boom. I'm so happy. And Catherine, you're just home, which is perfect. Maybe you two will energize the rest of the room of a bunch of sleepyheads. And I was going to say, speaking of that, usually my Monday live gratitude and intention will be on Tuesday instead. Because Monday's a holiday, and to me, it's a very important day. Memorial Day is really an important day. Sure, it's about the beginning of summer. Sure, it's about picnics and going to the beach. I'm going to the shore tomorrow. Um, I'm going to a town, the Jersey Shore I've never been to, so I'm sort of excited about this. But it's also we're remembering people who we've lost at wartime, and that's important. So, my dad is a Korean veteran of the Korean War, and so I take it seriously. Yay! Look, it's so cool that everyone knows Miss M about your birthday. That makes me so happy. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can find anything else from this book, and then we'll go on to Ada Limon. Okay, we're going to read Let It Rain because it rained here. I walked in the rain today. I was so proud of myself, Kay. I was walking around with my favorite umbrella, letting it rain on me and having a great walk. So I was very proud. And videoed. I got barked at by a dog. This dog I'd never met before came running toward me with his tail wagging. I wasn't afraid of him. He was wagging his tail. These dogs know me now. Dogs seek me out. It is the strangest thing. Yeah, it was really wonderful. I walked the way that this little town is that I live in, um it's like they call it the borough, well, Sussex borough, but it kinda, like, has like, I'm up on a hill, and then it goes down into a dip. You'll see that in the video, I show a little part. But I was walking around the neighborhood there because I didn't want to be all muddy. So it worked. But it was really fun. I was really grateful. And I was really proud to be out there because I'm trying to be consistent every day, every day. All right, Let It Rain by Brad Peacock. I'm not sure why I did my best to outrun you. Perhaps I'd forgotten how your touch makes me feel alive, like the gentle hands of my husband reaching out to console me. I smile, feeling the first drops from the sky, igniting my senses, calling forth the little boy inside who wants more to feel it pour. This is not a shower that will extinguish the light I found within. It is a rain that will soak me through down to the bone, baptizing me again and again as I walk these gravel roads that have helped me heal. Droplets now fall from the brim of my hat, streaming down my cheeks like the time I cried out, begging for the shame to subside, wondering if I had the strength to live this life anymore. Let It Rain by Brad Peacock. Oh, I like that. Rain can bring us back to life. Right now, I'm pretty thirsty. I don't have my water with me. I don't know what happened to me today. Yes, walk the gravel road that helped me heal. Mm-hmm. And there's another poem about rain. As I said, the poems like are connected. This is by Freya Manfred called Old Friends. Old friends are a steady spring rain or late summer sunshine edging into fall or frosted leaves along a snowy path. A voice for all seasons saying, I know you. The older I grow, the more I fear I'll lose my friends, as if too many years have scrolled by since the day we sprang forth seeking each other. Old friend, I knew you before we met. I saw you at the window of my soul. I heard you in the steady millstone of my heart, grinding grain for our daily bread. You are sedimentary, rock solid, cousin Earth, where I stand firmly, astonished by your grace and truth. Gratitude comes to me and says, tell me anything, and I will listen. Ask me anything, and I will answer you. That might be a new favorite. So good, Miss M. So good. I have lost a lot of friends lately, friends my age, not old people. Well, I mean, I joke about being old. I'm 64. Ironically, my grandmothers both died in their early 70s. So did my grandfathers. One grandfather died at 56. But my friends have started dying, and that's really rough. So many this year, last year. Yes, I saw you at the window of my soul. That's a beautiful line, isn't it? And that imagery, because I can just see that. I can just see that. Freya Manfred. This is Ada Limon. I've read her quite a bit. There's her picture, if you wonder what she looks like. She's a former poet laureate of the United States. She lives in Kentucky, although she taught at the University of Kentucky, I believe. And she's actually originally from California. And I chose, this is how you can see what I chose. I wrote, yes, yes, Ada. This is like a poetry suite, which means it's several poems within a bigger poem. So I'm going to read, I don't even know if it has a title. Let me see. Oh, it's called The Spider Web. So all of these poems, the last line of one, or each section, each web has a line that connects them. So I'm going to read four, and then we'll say goodbye, and Mike can go celebrate. So here we go. Oh my goodness, and I lost my bookmark. I got this for my birthday when I was in California. My friend gave that to me. Isn't it pretty? Okay. All right. Are we scared to discover that in fact we are not alone? that the windows open out and the wind blows in, that there is something familiar in this unknown need to protect our minds, our bodies, our skin, and each other. You make me floss every night, and worry now and then when I lose my appetite. I want to lie down on your inconsistent shore, make myself a sand castle, and draw myself a door. Come on, come out, or simply let me be alone and watch the waves pull their fingers back. Instead, you hold me under until my body goes slack in this living room sand by the suburban sea. I've got no compass, no lifeboat, no mast, sail, or stern. Only the small prayer that tomorrow the tide will turn. The line that I really loved in this one was, "Instead, you hold me under until my body goes slack in this living room sand by the suburban sea." Hi, Tracy. It's nice to see you. I hope you're not sleepy. Some of us in this room are sleepy. Mike is very energetic and right on time. Mike, pops in with his voice. He's very excited for his 40 weekend. I'm excited for Mike's 40 weekend. Okay, so that poem ended with only the small prayer that tomorrow the tide will turn. Maybe it's because I'm going to the shore tomorrow that I'm thinking about tides and waves and all that. So here we go. The next part of the web starts with only the small prayer that tomorrow the tide will turn and the net will come up full of feast has the hope to break the silence in this house and make us unlearn our habits, our tracks, or untie the knot in our rope. Can a spider change his mind and cut the noose? Can a fly lift her wings and pry herself loose? Let's test the waters, drop the anchor, watch it sink into the waves the way you drop yourself in a drink. I will not enforce a curfew or try to hide your vice. I may be blinded, but I'm convinced we can stop, slow down, get right, or simply watch the boat rock. I will be the empty vessel, and my heart the ice. Pour something in me, the time is wasting. I am the one doing the spinning, and you the tasting. Ada Limon with symmetrical verse in there. Did you hear that? She was doing a lot of fun wordplay in that one. Um, I really appreciate what she says this because I say this to myself a lot. Full of feast. Okay, so the net will come up full of feast has the hope to break the silence in the house and make us unlearn our habits. I've been working on unlearning my habits, some of them. Not the good ones. The good ones I can keep. I'm trying to unlearn some of the not so great ones. I have changed my work schedule. Um, I have oftentimes I'll let the late afternoon get away from me, and maybe that's why I'm tired because I've been at it just like a regular person with a regular job. So not 5 days a week or anything, but all week long I've been working, taking a midday break, and then getting back to it. I have some big projects I want to complete, so it's going to require that. All right, we have two more to go. The first one, remember the last line of the last stanza was, only the small prayer that tomorrow the tide will turn. Only the small prayer that tomorrow the tide will turn and the net will come up full of the feast has the hope. Oh, I already read that one. I was rereading it. I really wanted to read about unlearning our habits again. I am the one who does the spinning and you the tasting. That was the last line. I am the one doing the spinning and you the tasting. Your spinneret spread your silk like a stay sail stay. From my vantage point, I can see the land erasing off the horizon and the night becoming day. I'm not fighting anymore tied to your mast. I am watching the web and the shadows it casts. If I had my choice, I'd have a boat of my own. My sails would be my skin, the bow, my bones. I'd paint a spider on the side, make it my omen. like a remembrance, a tattoo of the life I left behind. You could stay in this room with loathing on your mind. I'd fly the flag and name her unmanned woman. Still I remain, trying to weave self-control where the orb spider continues to spin a hole. Okay, the last poem I'm going to read tonight is called, and I made it, All Kinds of Shipwrecks. All kinds of shipwrecks. We're doing the whole ship thing. We're doing the sailing away thing. We're doing the ocean thing. It's true, Tracy. We have been waiting for you. We have been waiting for you. Some of us will be around tomorrow morning at 8:30 Eastern time. I will not be on a porch. I will be someplace I'm not exactly sure, but the 8:30 a.m. show will go on tomorrow. Hopefully, I got the date right on every. I cannot believe myself, and yeah, there will be no live on Monday. Remember, it'll come up on Tuesday instead because Monday is a holiday. Just a couple reminders. Now, Ada Limon, all kinds of shipwrecks. When I see Tracy, I think of Jeremiah. Is Jeremiah still hanging out there, Kay? I just love I, in fact, went back and watched Jeremiah again. I found Jeremiah so much fun. Okay, all kinds of shipwrecks. The television is playing a show on shipwrecks, and this voice is my favorite voice. The voice that tells you where the treasure's hidden. The structure of us is not a structure at all. Sleeping sideways on the fold-out couch like visitors. We are not permanent here, the steel springs say. And then the TV again. That sound so underwater smooth, and how is it that they always find the wreck? It is 7 in the morning. Another boat, another treasure. Now I am watching TV upside down. And what would I rather be? The diver, or oh, lucky wreck to have been found. I love that. Some people who think that poetry has to be written by like important moments in time or, romance and heartbreak. And I love when you can listen to a poet who wrote about a book about shipwrecks because, I don't know about the rest of you, but oftentimes we'll find ourselves sitting in front of the TV with nothing really important on, just on a Saturday morning watching documentaries about shipwrecks. Okay. I want to say thank you each and all for hanging out with me during this half hour of poetry. I so appreciate your presence, and I'll give you a minute or so to say anything you'd like to say to one another before we go. Have a nice long weekend for those of you who won't be around tomorrow. Um, I hope the weather is nice where you are so that you can enjoy the traditional start of summer. Although here, it's funny, I always go by school years, and in New Jersey, the school year keeps going. And when I worked in schools, that was really annoying because on the West Coast, we were out in May. I mean, the end of May. A lot of schools are out in May. Um, when I went to high school in California, we didn't get out till late June. I think here at High Point are getting out in the middle of June. I could have asked my little friend who was here today, but I did not. It's okay that you were late, Catherine. It's all right. It's all good. Thank you so much, CL Fantasy Waves, our studio. Yes, we'll see you around. If you're around tomorrow and you want some fun conversation early in the morning, 8:30 Eastern, be great to see you. Otherwise, we'll be back here on Tuesday. I will be doing my experiment with videos on the weekend, but I'm not going to post tomorrow a video, and I'm not going to post a video on Monday, but I am going to post Saturday and Sunday. Again, I'm testing. It'll be interesting to test on a holiday weekend. Be safe, be happy, enjoy yourselves, and remember the people who are no longer with us, who are served in the military. Okay, I'm gonna go get some. I usually don't drink caffeine this time of night, but I have a drive ahead of me, so I may, as a matter of fact, have some caffeine. Okay, take good care, y'all. We'll talk with you again soon. Okay, and Mike says, everybody have a good weekend. I'm going somewhere with with probably no cell phone service. Yes. I'm glad that you'll be where there's no cell phone service, and I know that people will miss you, Mike, because you are so, so attentive and such a wonderful person to have in the community, so we won't be worried now because 'cause we'll all know that you're away, hopefully fishing or camping or doing something adventureful. Alright, take good care all. Bye now.